following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, Macomb leaders approved to allow businesses to sell adult-use cannabis. Hear from officials about how soon they believe that could happen.
Plus, emergency officials are making it easier for you to receive important information, what you can do to stay up to date with alerts around the area.
And a windy day in our area with cooler temperatures. Storm Team 3's Jared Streeter has your 5-day forecast. Live at 4 starts now.
Live from Saline Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
We begin this afternoon with developing news. A Galesburg woman is dead after being hit by a train. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Devin Brooks.
And I'm Mackenzie Irby. Galesburg police say the investigation is ongoing into how the woman died Monday night. Police say 40-year-old Carrie Lewis Miller was walking with someone on the BNSF tracks on the east-northeast Chamber Streets in Galesburg when the train started moving after being at a stop. That's when police say Miller fell as she was crossing the tracks. Police believe Miller was crossing between the train cars when it began moving. The investigation is ongoing.
We have new information this evening on a fatal crash in McDonough County. Authorities are asking for help finding the fatal crash victim's family. Illinois State Police say 29-year-old Ibrahim Osman of Beardstown was driving on Route 67 early Friday when he drove off the side of the road and overturned. Police say Osman was thrown from the vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene. Officials are asking for help in contacting Osman's family. If you have any information, you're asked to call the McDonough County Coroner's Office. There's no word on the condition of the passenger in the vehicle.
Macomb police are investigating a report of shots fired near Western Illinois University's campus. WIU officials sent out a campus safety notice Sunday afternoon informing students and staff of the incident. Macomb police say the shots were fired early Sunday morning on Charles near Wheeler Street. Police say no one was injured. If you have any information, you are asked to contact police.
One man is in jail after being arrested for stabbing his girlfriend. Police responded to the 1600 block of East Wheeler Circle just after midnight Monday for a woman calling for help. Police say John Stokes choked the woman and later stabbed her with a large kitchen knife in the leg. Stokes was arrested after a brief struggle with officers. Stokes is currently in McDonough County Jail with a bond of $25,000.
And 2 people are in jail after being arrested for meth following a traffic stop near Macomb. 47-year-old Michael Barner of Galesburg and 45-year-old Amy Smith of Fort Madison, Iowa were arrested Monday evening after police found meth, hypodermic needles, and drug paraphernalia. Barner and Smith are currently in McDonough County Jail with a bond set at $5,000 each.
Well, if you've been outside today, you know how windy it is. When is the wind going to die down? Storm Team 3's Jared Streeter has a first look at our forecast. Jared?
Thanks a lot, Devin. Yeah, it is a very brisk, windy day today. As you can see, 56 degrees outside, winds about 23 miles an hour. Those wind gusts, however, are up to about 35 to 40 miles an hour. As you can see on the map behind me, we are under a special weather statement, which means that we are going to have a little bit of a wind gust advisory tonight until the later hours. About 7 p.m. is when that dies down here in Macomb. And tonight we do have a low of 36, mostly clear, wind gusts, again 25 plus miles an hour. So that's going to seem much cooler as we start to head into tomorrow. I'll have more on that when we come back. Back to you, Devin.
All right, Jared. Recreational cannabis businesses will be allowed to set up shop in Macomb come next year.
This comes after Macomb City Council unanimously approved the measure last night. Aldermen approved the sale and zoning regulations for adult use cannabis during Monday night's council meeting. Last month, the council agreed to collect a 3% tax on all cannabis sales. This state will issue 3 adult use cannabis licenses for the region next year. Macomb Mayor Mike Emmons says he's had a handful of people express interest in setting up shop in Macomb, but that could take another year.
Certain individuals would like to see certain types of retail business here in general. We can surely set the stage, offer incentives, have discussions, but at the end of the day, those are private business development matters.
There is currently a cultivation center in Vermont and medical dispensaries located in Canton and Quincy. We have information on Macomb's ordinance and what will and will not be allowed within city limits on our website at news3wiu.com.
Well, months after the Macomb School Board had an open seat on the board, a local professor is filling the position. Professor Kishore Kapale was sworn in to the Board of Education during last night's meeting. Kapale was appointed to the board after Emily Sutton had to step down to fulfill other duties. Kapale hopes to incorporate more STEM programs into the district's curriculum and emphasize team building.
I take great interest in educating kids, and these are these STEM-based opportunities bring project-based learning, team building. So in that sense, it's kind of similar to athletics.
We apologize for those technical issues. Also during the meeting, the Macomb boys and girls golf teams were honored for their success this season. Senior Emma Thorman was recognized as the Senior of the Month for her performance on the golf team and her contributions to the community as a member of student organizations. She thanks her teachers for being able to help her stay on top of her schoolwork while being so involved.
Definitely having a lot of good teachers helps, especially during golf season. I'm gone a lot. They're really flexible with me, and they help me get caught up and everything, so that's really helpful. Definitely being a part of MHS has been really special.
The boys and girls golf teams both made state this year, with the girls team finishing 6th and the boys team finishing in 10th. Emma finished in 18th for individual girls golf. Days before the women's first exposition game, a brand new scoreboard is being installed inside Western Hall. The new scoreboard costs $35,000 and will be functional for Thursday's game. WIU athletic director said in a comment to News 3 that the previous scoreboard was out of date and needed renovation to keep up the NCAA's new shot clocks rule. The department goes on to say the upgrade will not only assist in our game operations, but also provide an extra element in creating an exciting game day atmosphere.
Local emergency officials are wanting residents to sign up for a statewide alert system for information you need to know. Medina County Emergency Service and Disaster Agency Director Edgar Rodriguez says residents will have a community-wide alert system called Everbridge come this December. He's urging everyone to get signed up now while officials are getting the process set up. It's a free alert system that will also send out community announcements from area leaders.
This system will allow us to push unified information, the same message through multiple platforms. So either by text message, even give you a call to your cell phone, send you an email.
Text your zip code to 888-777. Rodriguez says the system is paid for by cities who will use the service and other funds from the state.
In today's Health Watch, WIU nursing students are partnering with the Butte Health Center to give free flu vaccines this month. You can find the clinic in the University Union by the food court. Students must show their ID in order to get the free shot. Officials for the clinic urge students to get a flu shot now before it's too late. If you missed the first few clinics, don't worry, you still have 2 more chances to get your flu shot. The Butte also offers free flu shots to any WIU student who schedules an appointment at the health center. To schedule an appointment, please visit the Butte Health Center's website.
And still ahead on Live at 4, WIU is hoping to boost enrollment numbers over the next several years. Hear from officials about what plans they're working on next on News 3.
But first, the 9-year-old from Illinois accused of starting a fatal fire is in court for the first time. News 3 Live at 4 will be right back.
Oh, that is so loud.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 is back in a moment.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong.
taking me home, taking me home. Bring me back to solid ground, taking me home, taking me home. Bring me back to solid ground, taking me home, taking me home. Bring me back, I can hear the sound.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. A 9-year-old boy in Illinois accused of starting a fatal fire appears in court for the first time Monday. He allegedly started the fire back in April, and it killed 4 of his relatives and his mother's boyfriend. As the judge read out the charges, he had to keep stopping to define words the boy didn't understand. Stephanie Rodriguez has the details.
Sister and one of his cousins. A gag order was put on this case by DCFS, so the lawyers and the boy's parents aren't allowed to talk about it publicly. State's Attorney Greg Minger told media he still feels comfortable pursuing the charges against the little boy, despite the judge having to explain in detail all of the charges so the child understood exactly what he is facing. Again, this court appearance at Woodford County ended with that little boy in tears as his grandfather escorted him out of the courtroom after the judge explained that he is charged with killing 5 of his family members. Now, because of his age, if he's found guilty of these crimes, the most he could face is probation with a minimum of 5 years and a maximum that would not go past his 21st birthday. The 9-year-old is due back in court on November 22nd. Reporting from the Woodford County Courthouse, I'm Stephanie Rodriguez, 25 News.
State officials held a highway dedication service yesterday to honor and remember fallen Illinois State Trooper Gerald Jerry Ellis. A stretch of highway on I-94 was named after Trooper Jerry Ellis, named Jerry Ellis Memorial Highway. Lawmakers, law enforcement, family, and friends were all in attendance for the dedication ceremony to celebrate Trooper Ellis, his life, and his career.
Well, Illinois' $45 billion infrastructure plan is slated to help WIU fund several projects for the school's future. The plan not only calls to pay for several road projects, but it also goes to certain projects at Western. More than $180,000 is being set out to go toward WIU's new science building, performing arts center, and more improvements at the university over the next 6 years. We reached out to WIU for a statement. Interim President Dr. Abraham said, "We greatly appreciate the Illinois General Assembly and Governor Pritzker for their support of Illinois public higher education. We look forward to continuing to work with Governor Pritzker, our elected leaders, and all members of the General Assembly to keep Western Illinois University's projects at the forefront."
And Western Illinois University is changing its admissions criteria for prospective high school students. The university announced that students with a 3.3 GPA will automatically be accepted into the university without the need to submit standardized test scores. Director of Admissions Doug Freed thinks that this allows for incoming students to be more successful long term.
The research we've done on both Western students and looking nationally, we found that grade point average is the best predictor of success in college. SAT and ACT scores are helpful, but they are secondary predictors.
Freed says the university will still use standardized scores for placement in math and science. The new admission criteria goes into effect starting fall 2020.
Coming up next, we check in with Storm Team 3's Jared Streeter with a full look at your forecast. Live at 4, we'll be right back.
Rooted in teaching tradition, the desire to impact lives through education marks our Western identity. We believe every student with the hope to succeed deserves a chance at our institution. We're invested in honing each student's individual strengths to turn that hope into promise. Our commitment shows in everything that we do. It guides our faculty with empathy. It grows our students with courage. It moves each of us with purpose. In Macomb and Quad Cities, all walks of life meet to share cultures, ideas, and aspirations. Together, our students welcome new perspectives, helping them bring true value wherever they go next. Whatever the next challenge or change we face, our fighting spirit strengthens and evolves. With fortitude, we remain devoted to our vision. Brave and loyal, we stand as Leathernecks. For our students, for our region, for our state, and beyond. And when we stand together, we stand up for what matters, going forth as one. And that unity takes us far beyond what we've ever imagined.
Welcome back and good afternoon, Macomb. 56 degrees outside, humidity relatively low at 52%. Dew point right around 39%. That wind, though, is the talk of today. Winds at 23 miles an hour, but those wind gusts are upwards of 30 miles an hour outside right now. Looking at our almanac for this time of year, average high this time of year is 63 degrees, average low 40 degrees, the record high 86 and the record low 24. Looking at our infrared, there is not many clouds in our area. Most of it's off to the northeast. However, that is going to change as we start to head into tomorrow. Tonight's going to be relatively clear. Right now, there's not anything on our radar, no rain in the area. Looking at our pressure map, we do have a little bit of high pressure over our area, so what that means is that there's not going to be many clouds, which isn't going to allow much of a heat blanket as we look at tonight's temperature, so it's going to be relatively cool as we head into the overnight hours. Today, again, our temperature is around 56 degrees here in Macomb, 55 up in Burlington, 56 down in Keokuk. Looking at tonight, we are going to have our temperatures drop quite a bit. 38 degrees here in Macomb, 37 down in Beardstown, and 36 along the west border there. Looking at tomorrow, our temperatures are going to jump up a little bit with a little bit less wind. It's 63 degrees here in Macomb, 68 down in Beardstown, 69 over in Quincy, 65 over in Keokuk. As we head into tomorrow night, 38 degrees here in Macomb, 41 down in Beardstown, 40 down in Quincy, and then Keokuk about 38 degrees. Again, tonight we do have a special weather statement, which means that we have a little bit of higher winds as we're going to have our drive home today. Wind gusts can get upwards of 35 plus miles an hour, so driving home could be a little bit of a mess when you're on your way. Tonight, again, our temperatures are going to be about 36 degrees, winds 10 miles an hour. Looking at tomorrow, it is going to be relatively sunny, 63 degrees as the high. Winds are going to drop down to about 10 miles an hour. Looking at tomorrow, looking at our 5-day forecast here, 63 degrees here in Macomb tomorrow with a low of 38. Thursday, high 51, low of 33, partly cloudy. Then Friday, we're going to have a high of 52 with a low of 31, all sun. Saturday, all sun again, beautiful day with a high of 58 and a low of 40. Sunday, we are going to have more sun, a lot of sun in this 5-day forecast with a high of 60 and a low of 39. So overall, it is going to be a relatively beautiful week.
Thank you.
So no problem.
All right, Michael, what you got in sports?
We've got plenty coming up in sports. Coming up next on Live at 4, one of Western's teams is in action tonight at Western Hall. Find out which one. Plus, the Leathernecks football team was back in action against ISU, and a school record was broken. Find out which one. Also, the Bombers were in action at home. Could the football team get their first win of the season with only 2 to go? Answers to those questions and more next in sports.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities.
You gotta love how I just go back through puberty when I say
Small
sports.
enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong. Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. You are unique, and we are committed to you. Become the future you at WIU Quad Cities.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Michael Dion. The WIU football team came home this weekend looking for a signature win against 11th-ranked Illinois State. Saturday marked the 102nd overall meeting between the Leathernecks and the Redbirds. Meaning 102 of these in-state rivals would see a tough fight in the first half. As we're finding with the video, there we go. Illinois State would get up 14-0 early on after some turnover capitalization, and then redshirt freshman running back Deshaun Gavin punches it in on 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. That's the first touchdown of his Leatherneck career, and it's 14-7 Redbirds as they enter the fourth. 2 Illinois State touchdowns later, it's 28-7, and Connor Sampson looks to his left, fires to George Waugh. He finds him in the back of the end zone. Nice grab for the 4-yard touchdown. That's 28-14, and that is your final score. Despite Connor Sampson setting a new program record for completions in a game, the struggles against arch rival ISU continue. Western has now lost 9 out of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. This season, WIU goes to 0-7 in the loss. A major issue in the game Saturday, that was the turnovers. Head coach Jared Elliott addresses the turnover issue on this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider.
Way too many self-inflicted wounds. A lot of it is fundamental. It's technique, it's discipline, it's detail, it's eyes. It's trusting your reads, your progressions. We started the second play of the game. We put one on the ground and led to 7 points. Ultimately, we gave Illinois State 14 points off of turnovers. 3 of them were on offense, 2 of them we had on special teams, and they're mistakes that can happen.
Back in action next weekend. The winless Macomb Bombers had the second to last game of the football season on Friday night. It was against the visiting 2-5 Mahomet Seymour Bulldogs. The Bombers were looking to zero in and get that 0 out of the win column that target the Bulldogs of Mahomet Seymour. As they run out on, once again, part of Fight Cancer, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October after all. Second play from scrimmage. That is a picked off pass from McKenna Goby. That is a Mahomet Seymour Bulldog brings that into the end zone 7-0 in the first couple of minutes of the game. Then here we see a read option, quarterback keeper. He makes a Bomber fall to the turf, and Mahomet Seymour extends their lead with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Then 1 minute left in the first. The trouble continues for the Bombers. A tipped McKenna Goby pass goes right into the arms of the defender, and that is the second pick 6 of the first quarter. Things would not get any better. Macomb goes on to lose this game 41-0. That marks the second time this year Macomb has been shut out. They are now 0-8. Senior night, Friday night against 3-5 Lincoln. Switching to Bushnell West Prairie, the Sparklones are trying to find the end of their season on a strong note. BWP blew out winless South Fulton 37-14 last Friday night. The Sparklones are now 3-5. They take on 4-4 Lewiston in their senior night game in West Prairie Friday night. Meanwhile, the men's soccer team is headed in the opposite direction as the women's soccer team. The women are on the skid. The men have won 3 in a row. They shut out Purdue Fort Wayne on Saturday. Ryan Dubois sent home his second goal of the week in minute 77. Those 2 goals by Dubois earned him Summit League Offensive Player of the Week. Goalkeeper Tim Trilk's 2 clean sheets earned him the Summit League Defensive Player of the Week. Moving indoors now, Sunday in Denver, Colorado, the WIU women's volleyball team took on the 12-6 Denver Pioneers and lost in a 3-0 sweep. JoJo Cruz led the team with 13 kills in that match, and they won't have to wait long to get back into action. They are in action tonight in Western Hall. First serve is scheduled for 6 p.m. tonight. You can hear that game on 88.3 The Dog. I will be on the call with one of our fellow News 3 members, Evan Williamson. Finally, the WIU swimming and diving team lost their first mate to IUPUI on Saturday. Macomb High School volleyball senior night tonight against Unity. That's quick hits. That's it for sports. Final word is next.
We are Western Illinois University, and we are amazing.
On Fridays, we wear purple.
We are home to professional athletes and actors, lawmakers, CEOs, a civil rights leader,
and a 3-star general plus over 100,000 other impressive alumni.
Our programs are mighty. Our law enforcement program is the largest in the state of Illinois and is known internationally.
Supply chain management boasts a nearly 100% job placement rating.
And cornfields might surround us, but we have a fine arts program that can rival any large city.
It's okay to take courses in wine tasting, wedding planning,
scuba diving, grain drying, Renaissance art,
engineering computational methods, or advanced federal taxation.
Sometimes our classes even take us to Disney World.
The Apostle Islands, Greece, France, all around the world.
For fun, we spray paint a bulldog statue, race cardboard boats, and shave our heads and dance all night to raise money for charities.
Not only do we paint the paws before homecoming, but we show our love for our mighty mascot, Colonel Rock, with painted statues all over town.
Sometimes we play volleyball with a giant ping ball, and sometimes we play in the mud.
It's totally normal to look at our res hall windows and see a hot air balloon floating by.
Or experience all 4 seasons in one day.
Hey alumni, jump on that Amtrak from Chicago or St. Louis or anywhere in between.
And come back to get a horseshoe,
listen to the award-winning Jazz Studio Orchestra,
or tailgate before a D1 game.
Not every school can say they started the 4-year cost guarantee program
and have a second campus on the banks of the mighty Mississippi.
We are Western Illinois University.
And
we are the Leathernecks.
All right, we are back. This is a surprise. We want to roll this video. If it's almost there. There it is. We want to wish our news director, Emily Manley, a happy birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. And I think I could say for all of us, we really appreciate all of the work that she puts in to make sure we have these shows and everything she does behind the scenes to the website and everything else, all of our meetings. So there you just see her all around and conducting the meetings and just making sure, just even learning things that she, hasn't known before. But now she's fast, but smart, talented, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So what's the birthday forecast for our news director tomorrow?
So we're going to look at the forecast for tomorrow. Wednesday, 63 degrees. Actually, a relatively beautiful day for her birthday. 68 degrees with a low of 38. It is going to be a bit chilly at night. High of 51 degrees, low of 33. Friday, all sun, 52 is a high, low of 31. Saturday, all sun as well, high of 58, low of 40. And on Sunday, all sun again, the high of 60 and low of 39.
That sounds beautiful. Well, that's all we have today.
But we are online all the time. Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us and have a great evening.
Yes, from all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.